Yo, welcome everybody back.
Hello, welcome to part 2 of Ancestries. Been very exciting going through all the Ancestries that Daggerheart has to offer. They have such interesting characters, such as the Fun Girl's one of my favorites that we went through, but there's so many more to go through.
We are going to go over both standard ones and ones that are in the void. So we'll have a big range of them that we are going over.
And for those who don't know us, my name is Sassy Cat. This is my husband, J Mart. We are a couple that loves to play TTRPGs, RPGs, games, everything, board games. We just love it. We love everything. So please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because we are trying to build this YouTube channel up, and that goes a long way to help it. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. We think we can do it. So thank you so much for joining us for part 2 of our Ancestries. So we have Giant. Giants are towering humanoids with broad shoulders, long arms, and 1 to 3 eyes. Endurance they have. They gain an additional hit point slot at character creation. And then they have reach. Treat any weapon, ability, spell, or other feature that has a melee range as though it has a very close range instead. That's kind of cool. Yeah. That's pretty neat. I'm getting that melee range. I know for Bruna, who is a mutated frog, I end up taking endurance because she has a little giant in her. So the adult giants range from 6.5 to 8.5 feet tall.
Surprised that's not taller. Because it seems like a lot of things have been around 7 feet. So
yeah.
You think giants would be like 10 to 12 feet. Like, you think they would just be
like 10 feet
giants. Tall. Like, not just tall, but giants.
Right, like really huge.
Yeah.
They're naturally muscular regardless of body type. They're easily recognized for their wide frames and elongated arms and necks. Though they can have up to 3 eyes, all giants are born with none and remain sightless for their first year of life.
Really?
Until a giant reaches the age of 10 and their features fully develop, the formation of their eyes may fluctuate. Those with a single eye are commonly known as cyclops. The average giant lifespan is about 75 years.
That's a neat little tidbit.
I would make my giant 10 feet tall. You can't stop me. Yeah. They're going to be huge.
Yeah, I want to be a legit giant.
Right?
The next one is Gnomes, which is in the void. Surprisingly enough, was not part of the release.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Gnomes are small humanoids, most easily recognized by their dense musculature, long arms, and long facial features. When you make a finesse roll with nimble fingers, you can spend 2 hope to re-roll your hope die, which is pretty great. And magical sense. You can sense the presence of magical creatures. You have advantage on rolls to track or locate creatures with magical ability.
Seems pretty fun.
This is what your character is as well, right?
Yeah, Fizzla's a gnome, but she's a half gnome.
Right.
Well, in my story, I built her with something in her lore. So I only have the nimble fingers, which I've been unable to use so far. But we've only switched to Daggerheart for 2 sessions on that one.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
So we have our goblins. One day I want to play a goblin. Goblins look so much fun.
One of my favorite characters in Critical Role is a goblin. So.
Oh, in the
Season 2.
Season 2. Goblins are small humanoids easily recognizable by their large eyes and massive membranous ears. Words are hard.
They are tough.
Sure-footed. You ignore disadvantage on agility rolls. Well, that's huge. Danger sense. Once per rest, mark a stress to force an adversary to reroll an attack against you or an ally within very close range. Wow. Oh my god, do they have a silvery barbs too?
There's only once per rest, but yeah.
Well, once per rest. Okay, so short
Still
rest.
Pretty big.
Yeah, short rest and long rest.
And they have to be within very close range, so it's not just from anywhere.
With keen hearing and sharp eyesight, they perceive details both at great distances and in darkness, allowing them to move through less optimal environments with their ease. Their skin and eye colors are incredibly varied, with no one hue, either vibrant or subdued, more dominant than the other. A typical goblin stands between 3 feet and 4 feet tall, and each of their ears is about the size of their head. Goblins are known to use ear positions to very specific effect when communicating non-verbally. A goblin's lifespan is roughly 100 years, and many maintain their keen hearing and sight well into advanced age.
Okay. They're neat. Halflings. Halflings are small humanoids with large hairy feet. Hairy feet. Wow, words are tough. And prominent round ears. Luckbringer, at the start of each session, everyone in your party gains 1 hope. 'Cause they're just so hopeful.
That would be big, definitely for me, who never seems to have hope.
Internal compass. When you roll a 1 on your hope die, you can re-roll it.
Nice.
So it's kind of
like your D&D halfling, but those ones aren't going to get me.
On average, halflings are 3 to 4 feet tall, and their ears, nose, and feet are large in proportion to the rest of their body. Members of this ancestry live for about 150 years, and halflings' appearance is likely to remain youthful even as they progress adulthood into old age, especially if they have magical rings. Halflings are naturally attuned to the magnetic fields of the mortal realm, granting them strong internal compasses. They also possess a acute sense of hearing and smell and can often detect those who are familiar to them by the sound of their movement.
All right. Basic bro. We have our humans. Gotta have just the basic bros. Humans are most easily recognized by their dexterous hands, rounded ears, and bodies built for endurance. They have high stamina. You gain an additional stress slot at the character creation. Can be pretty big. Adaptability. When you fail a roll that utilizes one of your experiences, you can mark a stress to reroll. Wow, that's pretty big, actually.
It really is.
Yeah. If I'm using one of my experiences, I have a chance to totally re-roll that by spending a stress.
Right.
And still get that +2.
Mm-hmm.
Their average height ranges from just under 5 feet to about 6.5 feet. They have a wide variety of builds, with some being quite broad, others lithe, and many inhabiting the spectrum in between. Humans are physically adaptable and adjust to harsh climates with relative ease. In general, humans live to an age of about 100.
What?
With their bodies changing dramatically between their youngest and oldest years.
What kind of healthcare do they have here?
Must be nice.
Then we have the Infernis. They are humanoids who possess sharp canine teeth, pointed ears, and horns. They are descendants of demons from the circles below. When you roll with fear, they are fearless. You can mark 2 stress to change it to a roll with hope instead.
Oh, nice.
That's really good.
That's pretty big. That's what I'm saying. Like the Fun Girls, like their characteristics in the first video we did seemed very RP, but everybody else seems to have something to really help with combat.
Yeah. Dread Visage. When you have advantage on rolls to intimidate hostile creatures, because you're just so intimidating. On average, the Infernus range from 5 to 7 feet. See, they can almost get as tall as giants, and are known to have long fingers and pointed nails. Some have long, thin, and smooth tails and ends in points, forks, or arrowheads. It's common for Infernus to have 2 or 4 horns, though some have crowns of many horns or only 1. These horns can also grow asymmetrically, forming unique, often curving shapes, with Infernus enhanced with carving or ornamentation. Their skin, hair, and horns, some in an assortment of colors that can include soft pastels, stark tones, or vibrant hues, such as rosy scarlet, deep purple, or pitch black. Infernus possess a dread visage that manifests both involuntarily, such as they experience fear or strong emotion, or purposefully, such as when they try to intimidate an adversary. This visage can briefly modify their appearance in a variety of ways, including lengthening their teeth and nails, changing the colors of their eyes, twisting their horns, or enhancing their height. On average, Infernus live up to 350 years, some attributing this lifespan to the demonic lineage.
I think they're pretty big, man.
Yeah,
in combat at least.
Yeah, they're cool as heck.
Oh, we have Katari, which we do have a Katari in our Skyroot saga.
We
He's
do.
so much fun. Rajit. So Katari are feline humanoids with retractable claws, vertically slit pupils, and high triangular ears. They have feline instincts. When you make an agility roll, you could spend 2 hope to reroll your hope die. When you make an agility roll. So not any other roll?
Correct.
Okay. Retracting claws. You make an agility roll to scratch a target within melee range. On a success, they become temporarily vulnerable. Ooh, that's huge.
That is huge.
And you can do that at any time by just making an agility roll, trying to make them vulnerable.
Looks
Wow.
like it.
Like I said, some of these combat ones are big. They can also have small pointed canine teeth, soft fur, and long whiskers that assist their perception and navigation. Their ears can swivel nearly 180 degrees to detect sound, adding to their heightened senses. Katari may look more or less feline or humanoid, with cat-like attributes in the form of hair, whiskers, and a muzzle. About half of the Katari population have tails. Their skin and fur come in a wide range of hues and patterns, including solid colors, calico, tabby stripes, an array of spots, patches, marbling, or bands. Their height ranges from 3 feet to 6.5 feet and live to around 150 years. They seem cool. I want to be a cat girl one day.
Then we have orcs, which is usually one of my favorite races in these TTRPGs. They are humanoid, most easily recognized by their square features and boar-like tusks that protrude from their lower jaw. They are sturdy. When you have 1 hit point remaining, attacks against you have disadvantage. Oh, wow, that's cool.
Wow, that's huge.
Man, if you were a class that had like really high evasion or something, wow. Tusks, when you succeed on an attack against a target within melee range, you can spend a hope to gore the target with your tusks, dealing an extra 1d6. Wow, that's so cool. When you succeed on an attack against a target within melee range, so if you attack someone with your sword, you can then spend a hope to gore it and get an extra 1d6. Even though I wish that was d6 and not 1d6.
Yeah.
Because spending a hope for an extra 1d6 isn't that much.
But that still might make a major into severe damage.
Yeah.
You just don't know with the thresholds, the way thresholds work in Daggerheart.
Yeah. I still wish that was a d6. But tusks come from various sizes, and they extend from their mouth. They aren't used for consuming food. Instead, many orcs choose to decorate their tusks with significant ornamentation. Orcs typically live for 125 years, and unless altered, their tusks continue to grow throughout the course of their lives. Their ears are pointed, and their hair and skin typically are green, blue, pink, or gray tones. Orcs tend to be muscular build that average heights from 5 to 6.5 feet tall.
Oh, I didn't realize there's more.
And there's more.
We have one of my favorite Ancestries, which I am playing in the Skyroot saga, is the Ribbit. You can play a frog. Once I saw you could play a frog, I had to make one. Ribbits resemble anthropomorphic frogs with protruding eyes and webbed hands and feet. They're amphibious. You can breathe and move naturally underwater.
Not you.
Not me. You have a long tongue. You can use your long tongue to grab onto things within close range. You can mark a stress to use your tongue as a finesse close weapon that deals D12 physical damage using your proficiency. They have smooth, though sometimes warty, moist skin and eyes positioned on either side of their head. Some ribbits have hind legs more than twice the length of their torso, while others have short limbs. No matter their size, which ranges from about 3 feet to 4.5 feet, unless you're a Bruna, who is a mutated ribbit that I made. She is like 6 feet tall, 6.5 feet or something. Ribbits primarily move by hopping. All ribbits have webbed appendages, allowing them to swim with ease. Some ribbits possess a natural green and brown camouflage, while others are vibrantly colored with bold patterns. No matter their appearance, all ribbits are born from eggs laid in the water, hatch into tadpoles in about 6 to 7 years to grow. And they can move around on land. Ribbits live approximately 100 years. I
think this next class is probably my favorite class in this game.
Yes.
you could do so much with them. You could be like this tiny little agile
Like
monkey that's like
chimpanzee-looking
hiding from, or you could be like that big gorilla that's just
yeah,
like.
there's so many
There's
different
so
varieties
many
you
ways
could
you
do.
can play them.
Is it called Simiahs?
So I'm guessing. Simiah resemble anthropomorphic monkeys and
Words are hard.
apes with long limbs and prehensile feet. They are natural climbers who gain advantage on agility rolls that involve balancing and climbing. +1 permanent bonus to your evasion at character creation. Oh, that's cool. While their appearance reflects all Simian creatures, from the largest gorilla to the smallest
Marmoset?
marmoset. My God, my reading in this video has been like third graders. Their size does not align with the animal counterparts, and they can be anywhere from 2 to 6 feet tall. All Simiahs can use their dexterous feet for nonverbal communication, work, and combat. Additionally, some also have tails that can grasp objects and help with balance during difficult maneuvers. These traits grant members of the Ancestry unique agility that aids them in the variety of physical tasks. In particular, Simiahs are skilled climbers and can easily transition from bipedal movement to knuckle walking and climbing, and back again. On average, Simiahs live about 100 years.
I think making a ranger monkey would be so cool. Shoot your bow from your feet.
Yeah, like that picture in the
Yes,
book. Man,
yes.
that's so cool.
That would be really cool.
Also, being like I would love to make one of these, like a nimble rogue or thief. That,
Yes.
like steals and stuff, like always going in places. Almost make them like a Tasselhoff, but like a monkey.
I almost want to make the orangutan, those big orange monkeys, make like an old wizard.
That would be pretty cool.
That's kind of
like
just
this
like
old ancient wizard.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many
so
cool
much
things
stuff.
you can do with this class or this ancestry.
So is this next one a newly edition Skykin? Yeah. Okay, because I didn't even realize there was something called a Skykin. So that's exciting. So Skykins are descended from air elementals. They are humanoids whose bodies are a combination of flesh and air. So they have a gust leap. Once per rest, you can call upon the wind to pick you up and carry you to a point you can see within very far range.
Wow.
Peace out, team that's TPKing. Yeah. I'm out.
I'm out of this.
Gale Force. To conjure a wind attack, make an instinct roll against all targets in front of you within very close range. Any targets you succeed against take D6 magic damage using your proficiency and are forced back to far range. Wow. That's pretty big.
And then the last one is a Tidkin, which is descended from water elementals. They are humanoids who embody our combination of flesh and water. Lifespring. Once per session, you can use a small amount of water from your surroundings to heal an ally within melee range. When you do, you clear a hit point from the target.
Oh, water whip?
I wish that's more like once a session or like once a rest or something. Yeah. It's not super OP, but once per session's not very much.
Maybe once per long rest or something. Or rest, like you said, per rest.
Water whip. You can pull water from the environment around you to use it for an attack. When you do, treat it as a finesse weapon with close range that deals D6 magic damage using your proficiency. If you are within close range of a body of water, you can spend a hope to give it attack far range and does D10 instead. That's cool. So you can almost like pull water and whip it. That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I didn't even realize there. I wonder if they're gonna do one for all like the elements.
I mean, they kind of did, didn't they?
Oh, I guess you said because we have
we did the fire.
Yeah. No.
Earlier we did the other kins.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Emberkins. The Emberkins.
Mm-hmm. And we did the earth.
Oh yeah, the earth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess that they did want to add sky and water into it all. Well, that's all your ancestries. Yeah. But I do want to remind people in Daggerheart you can multi ancestry, right?
Yeah.
But you have to choose a top from one and a bottom from the other. So you can't just choose a bottom from both. Like I can't pick both Gale Force and Water Whip. So I can take Gust Leap and Lifespring. But make sure you incorporate that it makes sense for your character. That's why it's so cool with Bruna that I play, because I am a Ribbit who can't breathe underwater because I made her mutated with a giant bloodline. So I was able to get that extra, I think it's an extra hit point. I'm the tank of the group. But I made her mutated, so I kind of incorporated in my story. So with their character building, there's so many cool stuff you can do to try to incorporate other elements that you want to use from other ancestries in your build, which kind of makes it more customized. I like being able to customize things.
So now that we've been through all of them, I would say I think my overall, not necessarily from power, but I think just my favorite is Simiah's.
Yeah. I don't know, I have a love for the frogs. I like the Ribbits. That's why I made one for my first Daggerheart campaign. But I do think there's a lot of cool options and a lot of cool choices you can have. And that's one thing I really like about Daggerheart. It does feel very fantasy. They give you so many options.
Yeah. I think my first character would be a rogue Simiah.
Yeah. You're a forever GM.
Not that I'll ever get to play.
You're a forever GM.
Yep. Whenever I fantasize about playing, that's what I'll be as. But if you all enjoy the content, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It goes a long way.
Help the channel build.
And let us know your favorite ancestry.
Your favorite ancestries. We would love to hear some of your, maybe what you've created in the comment section that you are having fun playing in your campaign.
For sure. Anyways, love you all. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.